Hi guys, it's me again. Today I'm going to be answering more of your questions. Now, I actually didn't expect to do another one of these videos, but I was curious, and because of the really cool questions I got last time, I thought, well, maybe you have more. So I put out a post on my Instagram and on my Facebook, and the response was huge. Much bigger than I was expecting. So I'm going to try and break them into a couple of videos. But I've already had my first question video, so this is like part 2, I guess. This will probably become a regular thing now. But it'll be fun, it's good. I love communicating with you guys and seeing if I can help you or just entertain you. So, here we go. I have about 1 million screenshots of all your comments, so I'm gonna try and choose them. So, let's decide on the first one. Do you have any tips for anyone who wants to make their own CMVs, and how do you choose the music for them? Well, I think choosing the music for CMVs can be very random. For me, it's usually something to do with the meaning of the lyrics that I then relate to the characters. But usually, like, I just listen to a song that's really catchy, like on the radio, and I'm like, oh my god, that would be so cool if that character was dancing to that, or, you know, like, I start to get imagery just by listening to music. So I would just recommend listening to your favourite songs, or listening to meaningful lyrics songs, and then trying to link that to your character somehow. Other advice for CMVs? I just say go for it. Don't be afraid to just try new things. I think for me, it's really interesting because I started making CMVs just because I thought, this is a cool idea, it'd be fun for me to do this. And I didn't really expect anyone to watch them. I actually, when I made Victorious, my channel was really small at the time, and I just thought, oh, this is going to be a cool project. I can just like show off all my cosplays, and it'll be a nice exercise for me to do. But then it ended up being so popular. I mean, I think it has like over 40k now, and I just wasn't expecting that. So I just say go for it, and someone will love it. I like this one. What was your inspiration for your version of Cecil Gershwin Palmer? I'm curious. Well, it's funny because I had no real kind of big imagery of Cecil when I started listening to him. But I was pretty sure, because of Night Vale and its weirdness, that he would be kind of genderqueer. And so I kind of had this image that he would have like an earring, and I don't know why, I just thought he would have like an earring. It'd be very camp. I mean, I know like he's kind of camp in the way he like, you know, I mean, he's very gay as well, so like obviously that's obvious. But then I started to look at fan art, and I really liked the idea of the tattoos. And I thought, oh my god, yes! I really like that idea, and I like the idea that maybe his tattoos are like imbued with some kind of magical properties that they can like move around, and I don't know, like I like the idea that they change each time. And the reason I like that theory is because I don't need to then canonically do the tattoos each time exactly the same. I'm like, oh well, his tattoos change, so that's why they're not the same as last time. Yeah, it was mostly just looking at fan art and kind of taking my own version, as well as like finding inspiration from other versions of Cecil. So yeah, that's how I invented Cecil, my own version. What is your current go-to playlist right now? This is hilarious because my playlist hasn't really changed in like a year. My playlist is oddly, well, it was a mix of Panic at the Disco, like all the albums of Panic at the Disco, because I can listen to them constantly, and also the Dragon Age theme and the entire soundtrack of Dragon Age, Inquisition. Also Dragon Age 2, like I love the Hangman music, you know, in the pub. I just love it. It's just so happy and great. And but yeah, mostly Dragon Age Inquisition soundtrack. That's literally like all I listen to. I find it really inspiring. Like if I'm just going out for a walk, or you know, if I'm feeding the animals, I sometimes just put like an ear in and listen to the Inquisition theme, and it just gives me that inspiration, you know. And when I'm feeling down as well, I listen to Dragon Age Inquisition themes, because I don't know, that game's so special to me, and it gives me a lot of inspiration. So yeah, that's my go-to playlist right now. How long did it take you to make your Dorian cosplay? And also, they've added a note, Dorian and Loki are my favourite cosplays you've done so far. Thank you very much, that's lovely. Although Loki's not finished yet, so hold your horses. Might not be your favourite yet. Wait till it's finished. But anyway, yes, Dorian. Oh, Dorian was a big project. I I just was determined to get him done. I actually had no skills whatsoever starting with Dorian. I feel like Dorian was my first big test on my cosplay skills with crafting and stuff, because his armor is so weird. Oh god, it probably took me like a month overall, but like it was kind of broken up into like when I got the motivation to do it because a lot of the time I was getting pretty beaten down, not knowing what to do, and so I would take breaks and I'd be like looking at it from across the room unfinished, and I'd be like yeah, but no, I did eventually finish it, and it was actually the Dragon Age Inquisition soundtrack that kept me going, making that. And I didn't actually know that BioWare had reference images for Dorian's armor, like amazing reference images, like each angle, because I had to go through the game and screenshot Dorian from like every angle, which was pleasant, but you know, like other than that, took a long time, and it would have been nicer if I could have just gone onto the BioWare website and looked at the reference images, which I think they have for nearly all the characters, so if anyone wants to cosplay characters from BioWare games, then go onto the website. I think they have loads of references. But yeah, Dorian took a while. I think it was about a month. Someone says, my friend Jessica asks, what is your favourite book? My favourite book? That's really hard. Right, okay. This is difficult because I absolutely adore Oscar Wilde and all his works, and his only one novel he's done is Picture of Dorian Gray. And I love that. But I do have a book that actually reeled me in more as a story, and that's Carter Beats the Devil. And I don't know if you know it, but it's by Glenn David Gould. Glenn David Gould? Is that the name? Oh gosh. Have I forgotten the name? Okay, if I've got it wrong, I'll put it here. Did I get it right? That was an amazing book. From the beginning, it just drew me in so much. It's about a magician, and it's a true story. Well, based on a true story. And I think those kind of stories really get me, because I start to go, okay, what's real and what's not? What really happened and what's made up? Ooh, the world is so mysterious and amazing. You know, I love stories like that. I love based on true story, well, especially because this one's based in the Victorian era, and it's about magic, you know, stunt magic, all the, you know, like, not magic as in Dorian, I mean magic as in real life magic. Read it. You will not regret it. I cried my eyes out. I literally audibly gasped. It's very mysterious. There's a kind of like plot that runs through the whole thing. It's one of those ones that comes round at the end. So if you love like Sherlock Holmes novels, because those are my other favourites, all the Sherlock Holmes books, I read them when I was 15, all of them, and they kept me sane, and I love them to bits. So if you like mysteries, if you like Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle, read Carter Beats the Devil, because oof, it's a good one, it really is. So yeah, that's my favourite book. How did your friends and family react when you expressed interest in cosplay? Did they find it weird or cool? Well, my family's already weird and cool, so yeah, they didn't think it was weird at all, because, well, especially my mum has always been very into dressing up as characters. Like when she was younger, she would like dress as like vampires and things, and she'd love like collecting Victorian clothing, and I still have a lot of her Victorian clothing, which I love. And actually the cape I used in Emperor's New Clothes is actually a present from my mum, which was a Victorian cape, a real Victorian cape. That is vintage Victorian. That is officially, could have been worn by CL, that cape. My family's already really weird, so I think anything I could do would not weird them out. Like, I have to try really hard to weird my family out, so no, they thought it was pretty cool. Outside of filming and cosplaying, what are your favourite hobbies to do, including photography? Is that what that says? Also include photography. Well, I think I've tried to do too many things with my life. So yes, I have taken up many hobbies. I actually have a mandolin, I used to play the guitar. I don't play my mandolin as much now, because I don't seem to have time anymore, but I do love it. I love the sound of it, I love the feel of it. So yeah, musical stuff, I love singing. People who follow me on Instagram probably realise that I post some videos of me singing occasionally, so that's the thing. I want to do it more kind of professionally later in life as well, but yeah, that's kind of future thing. I love working with my horse. I love horse riding, always have, started when I was 9. That's been a huge thing in my life. I used to go to pony club, I have rosettes there, memories. Horse riding's a huge one, working with horses, and kind of natural horsemanship as well. I work with Monty Roberts' methods, and he's fantastic. I really look up to him. Obviously my art, I do art, I have my digital art. I think that's about it. If I remember anything else, I'll let you know. Hey Victor, how long roughly does it take you to edit your videos? Okay, I've just realised that I'm like really bright at the moment. Jesus! Give me a second. Okay, is that better? I'm squinting. I feel like Edward Cullen right now. Oh, it's getting worse. Is that better? Okay, it'll do for now, but I'll try to keep an eye on it. Sorry that that looked weird for a moment. I actually didn't see that. How long does it take me to edit my videos? That can really vary. The bigger ones... Actually, do you know what? It doesn't really vary. I usually get it all done in a oneer, which is really bad for me. I'm a super big workaholic when it comes to making my CMVs. And once I get all the footage together, I can't resist but edit it all. I just can't. I can't stop. I have to get it done. So, you know, once I've got all the footage, so the filming takes the longest. And then when I get it back, I edit it all really quickly. Because editing is actually my biggest passion. When it comes to filmmaking, the editing is actually my favourite part, which might sound weird to quite a lot of people, but I actually originally wanted to be an editor. That's like what I wanted to do. I like a film editor. And I actually like went for work experience at the BBC and, you know, was looking at all the editors there and I was just like, I want to do this. So yeah, editing is my huge passion when it comes to my CMVs. So yeah, it's usually really quick. It's like a couple of hours. I'm not kidding. Would you go to the supermarket or a public place that is not a convention in cosplay? Yes, I have, many times. Usually on the way back from meets, actually. Does that count? Cosplay meets? Where you're just in public? Yeah, like, I host them. I host meets where we just meet in, like, the Botanic Gardens in Glasgow, or just random places. Botanic Gardens is a favourite though, because I feel like it's really nice, and if it's nice weather we can all sit outside and eat food, and take really nice pictures in the gardens. And other places, big museums, they're great, good for pictures too. And I've also been to supermarkets. Yeah, I was just going to say from the beginning, usually on the way back from meets I have to go to the shops because I'm just dying with hunger or whatever, or I just want to buy stuff because I'm in town. And it's hilarious because I actually went into Waitrose quite a few times in Grell cosplay, but I've taken my wig off because the wig gets really like tight around my head and it's also like trailing everywhere. So it's Grell cosplay entirely, but without the wig, and it's a good look. It's a good look. But yeah, a lady stopped me and she was like, "Are you in a theatre group?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, just, yeah, why not? Yeah, absolutely, I'm in a theatre group." Have you been that was wrong. Have you ever been why can't I speak? Have you ever been recognised walking down the street and asked for a photo or something? Well, not down the street. Not recognised for me, Victor. Like, I haven't been recognised for me walking down the street. Like, people have asked for photos, like, random people, when I've been at meets and stuff, just because they like the costumes or whatever. But people haven't gone, "Oh, it's you, Victor!" You know, I haven't had that. Apart from at, last MCM Scotland, there was quite a few people who were like, "Oh my god, I love your CMVs, can I get a picture with you?" And that was weird. Like, I wasn't expecting people to know who I was, because I was cosplaying CECIL, and quite a lot of people had seen my absentee CMV, and so they obviously recognised my CECIL straight away, and so those are the people that recognised me the most. They were like, "Oh my god, it's you." Which I found really odd. I found that quite surreal. But I loved it. I really loved it, and I can't wait for that in the future as well, you know, to meet more of you guys. So not down the street though. Not randomly down the street. That hasn't happened yet, but it might. Who knows? What is the weirdest thing to happen to you while filming? I don't know. I think I've done a few weird things in my time. I think when we were filming our Welcome to Night Vale CMV, that was the weirdest. Just because I feel like we got the most in trouble, or the most kind of like, it was the most adventurous one we'd done, because we were going around a garden centre and the guy got really like nervous of us being there, And we were just telling him that we're just doing like a student project, because that's true. You know, we were just like getting a few shots. We weren't like doing this for commercial purposes or anything. And I was just very cool with the guy, but it's amazing how people get angry so quickly. Like, the guy was instantly angry with me. He was instantly angry just because we were there in cosplay. And I was like, it's okay, it's fine, it's cool. Look, we're not going to cause any problems. If you want us to leave, then that's alright, but I'm just letting you know that we're just getting a few shots and then we're leaving. And that was for the opening and closing of the doors. And he was really like, well, if you break anything, then it's going to the management or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. But you just gotta stay chill when that happens. But yeah, that was weird. And we went to the safari park as well. It's like, that was really good. And people looked at us funny, really funny. Yeah, and that was actually when we got rejected by the bus as well. Because we were waiting forever, like this was our only bus home, well we thought it was. And we were waiting. It was me and my friend Paraprax Cosplay, I can't say it. And Dan and Jay. And we saw the bus coming. We saw it coming up the road. And the woman who was driving it looked us straight in the eye. Like, she had to stop there. We knew she did. That was the stop. And she just went straight past us. And she gave us this look like, damn nerds. Well, she didn't say that, but that's what she was thinking. She probably thought I was some kind of terrorist, maybe. Because I had like a third eye. It's probably some kind of cult thing she thought I was part of. I don't know. I was just a kindly radio host. But no one understands me. But anyway, that was probably the weirdest one. The weirdest thing that's happened. Although, I could say that the weirdest thing that had happened during filming is all the animals, but I'm kind of used to that now. Like the bunnies coming up to me, the chickens. The chickens interrupting our corpse bride one was probably the best. Someone remove this chicken from the vicinity.
I'll do it.
My jaw. But I think, yeah, Welcome to Night Vale CMV was the weirdest one. Definitely. Now, someone on my Twitter asked some advice on how to do split screen shots and just general, like, tips. So I'm going to show you with my demonstration. A simple split screen shot can be pretty easy to do as long as you follow a few rules. In order for the shot to work, you will need to film two scenes in a locked-off, fixed tripod shot. Don't move the tripod. And then, in the edit, crop one side of your first shot so that the other one will be visible underneath. Make sure you leave enough room for what will be happening on the other side of the shot. If you cross the line, it will be obvious. Lighting is important. It's best you shoot under controlled lighting so it won't ruin the shot and make them look different. Although you can shoot outside in daylight, but just make sure it's not sunrise or sunset or at a time where the light's going to change very quickly. Again, remember to keep your tripod very still. Even if it moves the slightest bit, it can ruin the entire thing because you will see the line and it will not be symmetrical. To an extent, you can fix minor shifts in the camera, like I did in my Emperor's New Clothes CMV. Basically what I did there was I blurred the crop line so that it was less black and white. You couldn't really see the changeover because I just blurred it, I feathered it. Again, I'm not an expert and this is just what I've learned from trial and error, but I hope this small piece of advice helps you. And can you stop eating? No. Well, can I have a bit then? Okay, it's a big one, and it's quite a long question, so I've just shortened it. Please help. Bathrooms are confusing when you're genderqueer. Yeah. That's about it. Bathrooms are hard, even when you're trans or non-binary, or if you identify differently than cis. It's very hard. Advice I would give you is if you can use accessible toilets, because those are the most comfortable. I know that some people may find that offensive because technically it's only for disabled people, but I think that gender dysphoria and being uncomfortable in bathrooms is just as hard, you know, to put yourself in danger in either bathroom, because you can get abused in either. I mean, I actually use male bathrooms I choose male, but I can't use female bathrooms, I just can't. I quite a lot of the time use male bathrooms, and if I don't open my mouth, I think I can pass quite well. But because my voice is a little bit higher than most guys' voices, I desperately don't want to open my mouth. So I usually keep my mouth so shut. If I don't want anyone to ask me a question or question me. So yeah, bathrooms, try and use accessible ones. You know, disabilities aren't all visible, and it's an accessible toilet. That is the name of them. It's not that, you know, the only people that can use accessible toilets are in wheelchairs. If they do have an accessible toilet, I recommend you use them because they are the safest. It's really hard being genderqueer or trans when you feel like you can't pass very well at the moment. Just be safe. Just be as safe as you possibly can. Use accessible toilets. But yes, I actually have a funny story to tell you, which is probably a bit TMI, but I'm just gonna say anyway. I was at Rycon in Glasgow, and I was cosplaying Levi. So Levi's a lot of makeup, a lot of makeup. So I had to go to the bathroom, and that's the worst time, really, at a convention. But we were eating out, and we weren't in the convention building, so we weren't with other cosplayers, we were with normal people. So we were already getting looks from normal people. So I left my bag with everyone, I left to the bathroom, and there wasn't an accessible toilet. There was only male or female. And of course I chose male. I just can't use female bathrooms. I can't. It just gives me so much dysphoria. So I was in full makeup, full Levi makeup. I walked into the male bathroom, and just as I was opening the door, a guy, an older guy, a grizzly older guy opened the door, and he gave me this look, and he almost said something, but I just confidently walked past him. I wasn't gonna look him in the eye, I was just walking straight past him, got into a cubicle as quick as possible, and that was it. Or so I thought. I then had to try and undo my harness so I could actually go to the toilet, and I couldn't, and it was stuck, and I was desperate, and then the fire alarm went off, and I was half undressed in my very complicated harness, and I had to run out without my bags. Luckily I had my phone, and I had to wait outside the building, and it turned out to be a bomb scare in the building, and I couldn't get hold of any of my friends, and they had my bags and my tickets, and I had to walk all the way back to the convention, and I finally found them, but dear God, that was an experience. Bathrooms are quite a huge anxiety for me too, and I hope that story was enlightening to you if you don't understand the issues of being genderqueer, non-binary or trans, and using bathrooms in cosplay, in full makeup. But yeah, accessible toilets, if you can. Be safe. Okay, this is gonna have to be the last one because I've realised I've spoken a lot today, and I've talked too much and probably filled up way more space than I was expecting. Can you do some CMVs with your husband? Yes, 100%. I'm going to do so many with him when he comes here. He's a cosplayer as well. He doesn't do it as often, but I think when we're together he'll probably do it more because he wants to do so many ships with me, and I'm really excited to do them. But also we have like Dragon Age plans as well that aren't necessarily ships. They're more just going to be like really fun things to do, and I can't wait to show you guys that when he comes over, because hopefully he'll be over this year. For those of you who don't know, my boyfriend's long distance. We have every hope that he's going to come over this year because we actually started a GoFundMe, which I'm going to put the link right here for, and I would be so thankful if you just took the time to read it and read our story and share it. If you don't have any money to give, I completely understand. But just share it, and I would be so happy because I just want to hold him. You know, it's hard, the distance sometimes, and we've been together a year now, and it's been hard, but it's been wonderful, and I just can't wait for him to be here, and I can't wait to just do all the really simple things that people take for granted, like watch a movie or just hold his hand, you know. So yeah, if you could donate to Alex coming over, then yes, we'll be making many CMVs together when he comes over. So if that's an incentive for you, if you want to see me doing lots of shippy things with my boyfriend, then please donate. If that doesn't get you to do it, I don't know what will. But there we are. That's all the questions I'm going to answer today. I know there's many more, but I feel I want to condense these so they don't get too long, because last time it got really long. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching.